Used key cutting machines. I'm guessing that if you're looking for one, you want to cut some keys. However, if you don't know what to look for, you can most definitely find yourself with a 30 to 40 pound paperweight that's not going to cut keys and really probably doesn't look pretty. So with that said, let's go over 3 really important, I wanted to say key things, but that'd be a little too punny for me. So 3 things that you need to know to make a good decision. Now, of course, new machines are great, and we sell new key machines. So if you'd like to buy one, well, we'd like to sell one to you. Go ahead and contact us. However, I completely understand that sometimes buying a new key machine is not always the best option for you. Now, the first thing I want to talk about are the jaws. Now, on a standard key duplicator, you're gonna have 2 different types of jaws. You're gonna have a 2-way jaw and a 4-way jaw. And what that means is how many options are available on the jaw. A 2-way jaw has 2 different options where you can grip the key, and a 4-way jaw, well, it has 4 options that you can choose from to cut. Now you see, 2-3 decades ago, a 2-way jaw was very standard and definitely acceptable. All right, so if you're looking at a really old machine, it's probably gonna have 2-way jaws on it. And there's a lot of limitations with 2-way jaws. A lot of double-sided keys, a bunch of different RV keys. If you can really picture in your mind any key that has really deep grooves in it, has a lot of different grooves, well, the odds of that key being able to be duplicated with a 2-way jaw are, well, not very great. Now, if it has a 4-way jaw and it has 4 options, well, you're gonna be really up to date when it comes to the jaws. All right, now that we have the jaws out of the way, let's talk about the cutter wheels. Now, of course, this is the most wearable part on a key machine. And well, if the cutter is dull or is missing a bunch of teeth, it's not gonna be much use to you. So the next thing you wanna look at is the cutter wheel. Is it in good shape? And more importantly, can you get a replacement cutting wheel? Now, the good news, in the notes below this video, there's a PDF document that you can download by ILCO that lists essentially every single aftermarket key cutting wheel available. And it gives you all the dimensions. So when you go to look at a used key machine, you're gonna wanna take this with you and take some calipers, and you're gonna wanna honestly check that cutter wheel, because buying a used key machine with a broken or dull cutter wheel, well, you're not gonna be able to cut much keys, which means it's really a big waste of money. So make sure you download that guide and keep it with you when you're looking at used key cutting machines. Now, just a quick side note on the tracer, the part that actually traces the existing key. I've really never found it worth trying to replace some random tracer. It's kind of like pinning a tail on a donkey while you're blindfolded, right? Maybe you'll be able to get something to work, but I've really never felt it worth it. You really want to concentrate on the cutter wheel, because the tracers you can always adjust to make work. Now, once you've made it this far, you want to do one basic test, which is to make sure that the jaws are actually straight. You can have a good cutter wheel on there. You can have 4-way jaws, yet you put the keys in and you go to cut it and it just doesn't work, okay? And that's because the jaws might be a little tweaked and they're not actually straight. And this is really a problem that for the most part is not going to be worth fixing on a used key machine. It's way too much hassle to try to get it perfect. And in my experience, it can be nearly impossible. So this is how you test it. Just take 2 standard KW1 keys or SC1 keys, one on the side of the tracer, one on the side of the cutter, and just simply cut the key. Now, is what you're going to find when you do this is the machine calibrated, but most importantly, even if it's not calibrated, is it making an even cut all the way across the key? In other words, is one side doesn't cut the key at all, and then further down an inch to the right, all of a sudden it's cutting into the blank. If this happens, that means the jaws are not perfectly aligned with each other, and it's really a machine you're gonna wanna pass on. Now, I told you I had 3 things I wanted to go over to make sure you made a good investment. However, I want to add a bonus, a 4th for you really quick here, and that is the distance between the jaws. Now, if you plan to cut automotive keys, like remote head keys, transponder keys, you need to make sure that there's enough distance between the jaws to cut them. So when you're going to look at a key machine, make sure you bring like a Chrysler remote head key with you, or at least plan on a good 2.5 to 3 inches between the jaws. All right, so there you have it. I really hope this information is going to help you make the best decision possible when it comes to investing in a used key cutting machine. I would really love to know if you think I left anything out in the comments below, and make sure you include the hashtag Lockboss to automatically get entered in to win one of 5 free prizes we give away every week here on YouTube. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.